Okay. So, you're this one, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And this is diamond 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so one of them was actually AFK for a little bit.
Yeah. Just for this one, and then he gets back the next play.
Oh, okay. So we'll go from the next play.
Yes. I'll send you another replay because this one's pretty bad. I start choking at the end.
That's right. Well, if it's a recurring thing, then we can still look at this replay. But if you want to send me another one, you can send me another one.
Mhm.
It's up to you.
Let's just continue with this one, I guess.
Yeah? Okay. Well, what I'll be covering, because this is 2v2, what I'll be covering is some things that are recurring issues in this kind of rank, and like from like diamond through to champ 3. And these kind of issues are what stop you from kind of ranking up or can put you on a loose streak. So what we'll do is we'll try and tackle these issues, and I'll try and explain them to the best of my ability. So in Rocket League, typically we have, if I bring up my typically in Rocket League, we have something in twos called first man and second man. I'm just going to draw here if I take this off. So we have first man and second man, okay, and these things are super important in twos because it tells us when to challenge, when to not challenge, and what our role is while we're playing the match. So for example, let's say that we're yellow team, okay, so you're number 1 and your teammate is number 2, and let's say you're playing against red team, right? Red team being number 1, red team being number 2, okay. Now let's say you just come off kickoff. We'll make the ball black, so let's just say you've just come off kickoff. If I change this to thing, come off kickoff, you're number 1, right? He's number 1, they won the ball, okay. Let's say it's coming off here, he took corner, or he followed up, and he's now got the ball, right? Now in this situation, okay, automatically now, depending on how you came off recovery, so let's say you just took off kickoff, if your teammate is followed up and has said, okay, I'm taking this ball off of you, okay, he's saying I'm first man and he's going for this ball. Now you're second man because you are not closest to this ball, and you're not doing anything, you're not challenging the ball, you're not making a play. So your job now is giving the play space and putting yourself in the best position, okay. So you're probably thinking, well, okay, what is the best position in any kind of different plays? Was the play looks like this, or was the play looks like this, right? Where should I be? What should I be doing? Now a lot of people don't kind of know how to play twos properly, because every single ball will not always be a winning shot in twos. Yeah, not every single play will mean that you will score, but what happens is we tend to overcommit and we tend to make bad decisions, which meant that we can go from pressuring them to them being scored on quite quickly. So what I want you to imagine is the map is not just your half and their half. I want you to imagine the map is actually 3 parts, okay? So something that looks like this. So you've got 1 part, you got 2 parts, and then you got 3 parts, okay. Now this kind of concept will help with committing and spacing in twos. Typically in twos you always want to be 1 part away. Now there's obviously some specific situations where you'll be in the same part, maybe if you've just received a pass and you're scoring, but other than that you always want to have this rule of thumb that you're 1 part away from your teammate. So if you're number 1 and your teammate's number 2, this is good spacing, right? Let's say that they're defending, teammate has the ball and he's over here, right? If we're here, which we'll see in a lot of situations, we're too close, right? Because as second man here, yeah, we are second man in the situation because we're not closest to the ball. So as the second person here, we don't just need to be thinking about how can we help him score. We need to be thinking about, okay, how can we actually be ready to be straight away and defend all this area behind us. Now, the further you move forward and the further you move away from defensive areas and the further you move closer to your teammate, the more you're leaving behind, right? Because what happens is we're in ball cam, we're in car cam, we see everything in front of us and we think, okay, this can be a good scoring opportunity. But a lot of the times it might not be. And let's say he goes for a flick, early flick, they read it, they come off backboard and they've got possession again. If you were too close, all of a sudden you're now having to try and stop all of this area. So that's one of the reasons that we always want to make sure that we've got good spacing between us and our teammate. So in an ideal scenario, if your teammate was here, being here is perfect. This way you've got good spacing between you and your teammate. You're not too far away, you're not too close, and you're able to react off of whatever he does after he's lost the ball. Now, just because you've lost the ball, okay, let's switch the roles around. Let's say that you've got the ball and your teammate's number 2. Even if in this situation you lose the ball, this doesn't mean that you have to just retreat unless your teammate has decided that he wants to come and take over. Okay, as the first man, you want to be annoying as possible, right? If you're able to bump close here, if you're able to try and then 50 again with no boost, or try and cut early, do it. Your job isn't just to try and score, but your job is to continuously put on pressure. So what we want to try and achieve is this constant motion of first man putting on so much pressure, and then when the pressure gets too much and you're forced to come away and recover, great, well, your teammate was good spacing here, boom, comes and then puts on the pressure again, right? Goes backboard, bounces off, and the time it's done that, great, now you can put on pressure, try and shoot, etc. All of a sudden it goes the wrong way when we're too close, like I talked about before. When we're in the same area, they get a good boomer ball, boom, open net. Or we're both now facing this way, trying to get back, and they're both in a really good position to control our half. So there's many reasons why spacing is super important, and we have to kind of be disciplined in ourselves, and sorry, we have to be disciplined and say, actually, no, in this situation, I'm not going to just follow up really close and try and win the ball off early. You need to just understand that in this scenario, this is actually a 1v2 situation, right? He could pass, he could shoot, score, he could get it over 1, but we just want to understand that our role in the situation is just to back off and let the play happen. So that is the general rule of thumb of why we want to imagine the map in 3. So just remember that one part away. It's a good thing to keep in mind when playing. Now, another thing is super important in 2s is where you decide to put yourself. So let's say you're number 1 still and your teammate's number 2. Let's say you've just come off the ball and you've got 0 boost and you need to figure out, okay, how can I get boost? So a lot of the times we'll think, right, we come off the play, teammate has the ball, so we're all fine, there's nothing wrong with this, yeah? So we're thinking, okay, turn, whatever, gonna, some scenarios we might even go to the corner boost, or some scenarios we might think, okay, this mid looks good, so this way I can turn around. There's actually many reasons why we don't want to do this. Oh, hi, Rusted. Because as soon as we put ourselves in a position where we're not able to receive the ball anymore, like we talked about before, teammates got the ball, you've got no boost. Okay, let's decide, right, you know what, I can grab this mid boost, it's not a bad idea. Great, so we've got mid boost and we've got 100 boost. In our heads we think, all right, this is a good thing because we've got 100 boost and this means that we can come back and try and get the ball off you. Well, no, there's many things wrong that can happen here. So remember, teammate's first man to this ball. So in this situation, yeah, he might be in a 1v1, but chances are he's also might be in a 1v2. Okay, so we've just come off and taken this bin boost. Now, if your teammate makes a bad challenge, or they make a good challenge and take the ball early off of you, what we're now forcing ourselves to do is try and now come back and defend all of this map, right? By being in this situation, all we're really covering is this. Well, this is all we're defending, right? We've just come off, got 100 boost, but that 100 boost doesn't really mean anything when we're not in a position to challenge from different parts of the map. So what now we're faced here is that if teammate loses the ball and they're on the counter attack, now we're using all this boost up just to try and get back and cut early, right? And you're probably thinking, well, I'm struggling to think of a scenario where that's actually happened in my replays, but I will show you. So this is just a bit of positioning and positioning and why it's so important. So so if I gave you this scenario, I'm just going to take away this arrow. If I gave you this position, so you're going to be number 1 and your team is going to be number 2, right? So let's say we're in this situation. So you've got the ball, right? What they've done is they've challenged you, the ball's lost, you've got 10 boost, and your teammate is now come up and taken over. Okay, so now they're in a situation like this. Okay, so you're number 1. So all of a sudden, because teammate's taken the ball, you're now in the same area. So what do you think here would be the best thing to do after we've just come off this recovery?
Rotate back.
Rotate back, okay. Now, how would we do that? As number 1.
Go back and get a boost.
Okay, so let's say we go back and grab corner boost, right? So we're still one place away from each other, but why might this be the wrong thing to do in this scenario?
Because they could get a good boom.
Yeah, they could get a good boom, but let's say they do get a good boom. What's the issue with that if we've gone to the corner boost?
I'm not going to be back in time, so it's an open net.
Yeah, it could be an open net, but also could just be a good opportunity for them to bump and score, or just score. Now, if I gave you the same scenario again, okay, so you're number 2, okay, you just lost the ball, teammates come up and he's taken over, so now your teammate is the first man, and now you are the second man, okay? So we've already established that going all the way back for this corner would be probably a bad thing, because now if this scenario happens, we are very far away from the play, and if the ball's lost here, then all of a sudden we're now finding ourselves trying to defend more than half of the map when we've given them all of the space to play with. So okay, let's say we don't go for the corner boost. Okay, what's another option we can do here?
Pick up pads.
Okay, great, pick up pads. Now, do you know how much boost one small pad gives you?
Like 10.
Like 10. Well, so okay, let's say we're in a situation. Okay, all right, what do we think is the best pad route to go if we want to be in a good position but also get boost?
Like that kind of by the goal.
Yeah, okay, so you're not wrong. So I'll help you out. What I'll do is I'll draw out some lines for you. So Rocket League don't put these little yellow boost things here for no reason. These small pads, right? Just one small boost pads is 12% of your whole tank. Just one, right? So we've got a direct line from their goal all the way through to our goal. A nice straight line. That's 4 pads, right? And then all along that line, we've also got other areas of lines. So we've got a straight line coming down this way, right? We can also cut off. Okay, we can see that has a line. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small boost pads. right? So let's say we decide to take that line, okay? So, right, so let's say we decide to come off, we got 1, there's 2, there's 3, right? So let's just stop there and say we don't decide to go get more boost, right? Because in this scenario, we've already got a fair amount of boost, right? But we also want to be reacting to the play. So let's say that by the time we come and grab that third boost pad, they challenge your teammate and the ball's lost. Well, now in this scenario, what you're able to do is you'll be able to react and control all of the map. You know, how much better are you in this position to react to this ball rather than this position to react to this ball? Rather than being here.
It's good.
It's good. Why is it good?
Because you're closer to the ball.
Closer to the ball, yeah. Now, do you think that this is, let's say, one's now got control of the ball, teammate wants to rotate back, 2's here, right? Okay. Now, what do you think you're telling number 1 by being here? Let's say he has no idea how much boost you have. What are you telling number 1 by just being in this position?
I don't even know.
You don't even know? That's fine. Okay. Let's say that we're in the big boost pad, right? Okay. Let's say you're number 1 in this situation. You're red number 1. Now, what's going through your mind when you see this position? If you're red number 1.
That I have boost.
You have boost, right?
Yeah.
How much space do you have?
A decent amount.
A decent amount, yeah. A lot. You got a lot of space, right? Remember, he has no idea how much boost you have, but if you're at the corner, he's probably got a good idea of how much boost you have now, but he's also got a good idea of how much space he has now, right? He has solid part of the map to play with at this point, right? Just by you being here, yeah, just by you being this much close to the ball, tells him that actually, great, you are an obstacle that is an issue, right? If you're on the corner boost here, he's like, wow, I've got a lot of options, I've got space, right? He's got time, he's even got time probably to go wall, yeah, if he wanted to, he's got time to pass, he's got time to set up a flip backboard while he tries to bump your teammate. That probably won't happen around this rank, but he's got options, that's the point. And he might not score in this scenario, but we don't want to give him the best scenario to score. So in this scenario, now what we're forced to do, even though we've got 100 boost, is in this situation, if we can't then instantly challenge this ball, we're now being forced to try and either go backboards, which tells him, okay, right, I'll try and shoot somewhere where it's difficult for you to get to, or he's just going to shoot and force you to save. Now, at the point of you boosting up to this ball and then saving it, how much boost do you think you'll have left after that 100?
Probably like 50.
Probably like 50. I want to say probably like less than 50. Now, you would have probably used at least half your tank, especially if he's gone for a shot that's off the ground, right? If you've boosted to get to this ball, the shot's off the ground and you've boosted up to reach this ball, I'm going to say you're at least 20, 30 boost. Now I've told you that you're 20 boost and you've gone for the save here. Was that big boost really worth it trying to get back to this situation? Do you think this is a more of a panic play rather than if we were here and we were able to challenge sooner? Yeah. So what I'll do for you now is I'm going to go into replay, right? And I will show you a direct example, okay? So, because, you know, looking at this from a tactical board point of view, this looks, this looks very simple, but in game, it doesn't look like this, right? There's a lot more going on. So I'm gonna, we'll bring up an example just from the replay, okay? So at the start of the game, you did pretty well, right? You got, well, he was AFK for, one of the teams was AFK for like 10 seconds. And their first goal scored was when you were 3 up. So did you lose this game? Did you win this game? It was close. 1, 2, 3.
We went to overtime, but I won.
Okay, you went to overtime and then you scored in overtime. Okay, so you had a 3-0 lead, and there's 1 minute 56 left. So the majority of the game's almost happened. Okay, so I'm gonna come off. There's no kickoff to come off. Okay, it's a kickoff to come off here, right? So you came off double demo. This was your double demo. Yeah, this is an example of. It's an example of understanding that he's lost control of the ball, and you realize you've already got the first demo there, and he's got 0 boost. So at this point, it's a good double demo. So we'll come off kickoff here, just so we can see. Now, one thing I'll say before I show you an example, is I really recommend you to follow up. Okay, I never recommend, especially solo queuing, I never recommend going for the big boosts. Okay, so definitely follow up for all kinds of kickoffs where you're able to follow up, and there's many reasons why, but if he follows up and you don't follow up, the corner 100 boost you just got, you will still not be able to catch up quick enough to the guy that followed up, right? If all he has to do is follow up and then flick, he doesn't have to have 100 boost to do that. So definitely follow up for these kind of kickoffs, especially when solo queuing. Okay, so we force a save, and then we kind of leave the ball around. So, do you remember when I said that at this point? So, remember when I was talking about first man and second man? Yeah. So, at this situation, well, who do you think we are? Do you think we're first or second?
First.
First, okay, yeah. So, we're first to this ball, right? We've made a good shot on target, and we force them to use at least half their tank to make a save. Okay, so in this situation, are we still first or second?
First.
We're still first. Okay, good. Now, again, are you still closest to the ball after you've made a good challenge? Are we still able to put pressure on here? Now, we know that we have 81 boost, right? So we conserved boost, and we were able to make a good shot off. Both two good things that we want to happen. But we just leave the play. So what we're doing here is we're telling Savar here, okay, we're telling him, okay, you're turning away from the play. He's got 100 boost, and most likely he's able to pass to his teammate, or he might come and dribble, right? So all of a sudden, now we've left the play, and we're just letting them put pressure on us, okay? But we want to, as first man here, first man to the ball, right, we want to make it obvious that to our teammate as well, that no, we're not leaving this play. We've actually got 81 boosts to work with still, right? We know where the ball's coming off, and instead of turning away, we know that we're able to try and win this again, right? Now, I like to put it this way, as when you're first to the ball, you want to just be annoying as possible, okay? This doesn't mean ball chasing. What this means is you want to constantly don't let them have any respect. Don't let them have time, okay? You want to interrupt their flow. You don't want to give them this space and this time, because we're just giving them an opportunity to then put pressure back onto us. So after this play, right, good, there's one of them's already gone, right? Okay, so you do the good thing. All you have to do here is wait. Okay, he's forced to make a save. He might miss. He might make a good save. Okay, he makes a decent save, right? But we don't want to turn away and leave the ball here. We can see we're going into car cam. Now we're turning away and we're facing our own net. We can see our teammate's a little bit confused, because he's thinking he might be a bit close here. But what we're telling him is, well, he's thinking, I thought you were going to go for it again. So now you're probably telling him, okay, now I need to go for it. But he's not in a position to go for it. You were in a better position after you made the shot to go for this ball again. So now what happens is we're now giving them too much space. Teammates now being too hesitant. Okay, he's gone for the mid boost, but he's facing the wall, right? So he's not really defending anything other than maybe up the wall. Okay, so now they've got a good position, they've got good boost, and they've got control again. Now they've got this just from leaving the ball, right? Just from giving them too much time and too much respect. So in that situation, if after the ball came off, if actually you went and challenged again, or tried to take control again, pass it, okay, or come around the ball this way, you know, try and get a shot on goal, etc. You know, not every single time you have the ball will be a scoring opportunity, but every time we have the ball, we want to be able to put on pressure. So now we're in a situation where, okay, we both got boost, but we're now being forced to defend. Okay, teammate went from being really hesitant and unsure, and he's just gone from really bad defending. He's back flipped, he's in a really bad position, and he's desperate to try and make a save. Okay, now again, this is the rank where your opponents will make many mistakes. Okay, if I went through this whole replay, it would be here for hours and hours if I went through every mistake that your opponents made. But the issue is, we're letting them make these mistakes and get away with it. What we want to try and do is punish these mistakes and not let them have this time and space to play with, because like we saw before, we've just let them basically walk all over us and just get a free shot off. Now he's actually completely messed it up. He could have gone for a pass, he could have just shot on target, but he's just basically put it opposite corner for you again. Okay, so now he's let your teammate have time to recover and make a save. So now we're back to putting pressure on again. Okay, so I was going to cover something, but your teammate actually got demoed, but that's fine. Okay, now, so we've got 56 boost. Okay, yeah, 56 boost. So we've got more than half the tank at this point. Okay, so great, small pad, we've got 68 boost. Again, so we use a bit of boost we didn't need to, 60. We use boost again that we don't need to. We were already on 34. Again, using boost that we don't need to, and now we're on 0, right? So isn't it scary how quick you've used more than half a tank of boost by really just following the ball? It's scary how much boost we've used, yeah?
No, yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah,
No, that's fine, that's fine. I didn't realise. Yeah, so we had more than half a tank of boost, but so we don't need to boost here, yeah? We don't need to boost here. Okay, we can still follow this ball up quick enough. And then in this situation, anyway, I mean, I'll show you from, if I get out the fly view for you. Okay, look at where we are. So, remembering what we talked about before when I brought up the tactical board, how do you think this position looks? Really good or really bad?
bad.
Bad, okay. Why does it look bad?
Because I have no boost, and I'm in a 1v2.
You're in a 1v2. Now, being in a 1v2 isn't a bad thing. You'll be in a 1v2 many times in 2s, right? But we're kind of, they've both got 100 boost, right? And really, what they're probably going to do is either cut short or take it over the net. Probably take that 100 boost and off they go again, right? What we talked about before, I know your teammate was demoed, but if I just zoom out again, so what we talked about before, so your teammate had gone for a challenge and he was first man to that ball, yeah? So you were second man in that situation, you weren't closest to the ball and you weren't engaging in the ball. So your job at the moment in that situation was second man, yeah, you were here, right? Now, immediately you want to be thinking about, okay, 1, giving him space, and 2, putting yourself in the best position to win a ball after this, okay? So what we don't want to be doing is putting ourselves in the same area as our teammate, right? So he was following up the ball here, was both of them pressured, and what we did is we followed up close behind him in the same area of the map, and really all we're doing is giving ourselves the same choices as our teammates, but we don't want to give ourselves the same choices, we want to expand them. So instead of coming and trying to come up behind our teammate in the situation, if we actually just we were here, if we went small pad, and we were here, all of a sudden we're giving ourselves a whole different load of choices, right? So in this situation, if we followed up middle here, okay, now we're here. Okay, so now let's say we're the blue dot in this scenario. Now, how much better would it look if we were in this scenario, either facing wherever the ball is, rather than in this scenario where we've used a full tank of boost, and now all we're doing is following a defensive play.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Now, in this scenario, all you're doing, because your teammate was demoed, so now you know you're first man, because we know that teammate isn't going to come up and just challenge this ball all the way from the corner of the map. So now we know that we're in this situation and not this situation, right? If they come up and actually, right, they take it off backboard, great, you can challenge this ball, right? If it's bounced off backboard and they want to try and take it down this way, if you're in this situation with boost, right, we can challenge this early, right? Okay, we can 50 here. Okay, maybe it goes up the wall again. We can probably chase that again, right? Now we know that we're first man in this situation. We can keep the pressure. We can go again. We can go again. We can go again, right? Until, and by the time we've done this, our teammate's already probably up, ready to receive the ball after we know that we can't go anymore and we need to recover. So let's see what happens. So again, like I said before, they wanted to take it corner, and look at us. Look at where we are now. So we've chased them across the whole map. We're now 0 boost, and we're in absolutely no situation to be able to cut this play, and no situation to try and save this ball. Okay, so great. So now both of them are 100 boost. They've got control of the map. We're leaving our teammate was a 1v2, and he's also very far away from the play because he just came off a demo. So already now we're putting ourselves in a really bad position just from following up too close and using a full tango boost where we didn't need to, just from that. So let's see what happens. So you go for the mid boost because that's forced. We're forced to go that mid boost because we know that we need to try and recover as quickly as possible. Teammate makes a bad challenge and it's in our net. Now I know you didn't do this. You probably didn't do this. But this is a scenario where maybe we'd blame our teammate. Okay, this is a scenario where we'd go, teammate, what are you doing? You're double jumping, you're facing backwards in the air, and you're not hitting anything. Okay, that's a situation many times where you might blame your teammate. But actually, if we look even further back, the reason that we left them in this situation was this, right? He was following you, followed too close to your teammate. Okay, instead of being in this situation here, you know, how much better does it look if you are here facing the play rather than here facing the play? Yeah, we want to be giving ourselves options. So I'm going to draw this out for you as well to try and help, to try and help you. So the way I like to imagine this, right, is, okay, here we go. So we're going to imagine, I'm going to draw like a blue diamond here, okay? So you've got these parts of the map, you've got center, and you've got the wall, ceiling, etc. Now, if we were black, okay, so let's say we were here, and we were facing the play, right? All we have to do is wait for the ball to come into a hazardous zone, okay? So if the ball comes into this area of the map, which is where they were trying to take it to, we can challenge this because we're in a place where we're controlling the map and we're able to just challenge this, right? Okay, but what happens is, you know, even in this situation, you know, where you're on 0 boost here, actually, if you just went, if I delete what I've just made, in this situation, instead of in desperation of trying to maybe score, if you had turned away, that's 1 boost, that's 2 boost, that's 3 boost, that's 4 boost. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and look, all of a sudden we've recovered, we're facing the play, and we're in a good position to challenge this ball. Yeah. So so how much better does it, even after what we did here, how much better does this look now than what we did where we went across the goal, and look, now we're in this situation where there's no way of us getting back. Yeah. So that is why what I talked about on like the RL map where I was drawing on, that's why it's so important, because that is why they were able to just have so much time on this ball And they could have done anything here, right? They could have put it backboard. They could have put it on the ground again and dribbled. They could have bumped. They could have passed. We just gave them an infinite amount of options to do. Even though your teammate whiffed, we want to put ourselves in the best position. We want to make sure we want to put ourselves in a position where we're not forcing our teammate in that situation, or ourselves. Okay, good kickoff. That's fine. Your kickoff looks absolutely fine. Okay, good. Your far post, they pinched it way over. Okay, so now we're in the situation again. Yeah, we're following. Okay, I know this is a goal for you. Yeah, but now we're in the same situation where look at where we are on the map. Yeah, like when I talked about before. Okay, we've actually got 0 boost here, so you might come and grab this mid. But we're in a situation where Can't Lose could challenge this ball straight away, right? If Can't Lose challenges his ball straight away and it comes off middle, now you're forced to turn around and try and make an awkward cut with 0 boost, okay? But like we said before, well, this route is available, this route's available, this route's available. Great, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 small pads. So that's at least half a tank of boost, because small pads give you 12. So that's 12. That's 24. Yeah, that's 36. So that's 48 boost. Okay, and we're in a really good position, like we talked about before, was a diamond. So great. So now if we were in this position and it went awful, we have boost and time to make an easier cut. We've got boost and time to defend easier. We've got boost and time to now challenge easier. So this is how important it is, and how easy it is to just completely forget about it in game. But you know, this is why we do these sessions, just so that you're able to see. So look, this is what I mean by they will make mistakes. Look, he made a really bad mistake. He had control of the ball, and then he did this. Yeah, this is what I mean, right? They will make mistake after mistake after mistake, right? And we just need to punish these mistakes. And look, his teammate even made an even worse mistake, was too close to the ball and couldn't get back in time, right? Every single players you play in twos will make an awful amount of mistakes. That's fine, it's good shadow defending. Okay, your teammate is... Okay. Goes for another eligible, which he fails. And remember, you're first man, so you got control of the ball here. I'll go for a pass. We're still first man to this ball here. Okay, so do you think we could have challenged there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is also what I mean by being first man to the ball. We can challenge this, right? All we have to do is wait for a point where we can challenge this, and we could have challenged there. I mean, first of all, he's not even facing the ball, right? And second of all, his teammate is too close to him, but also not close enough to challenge his ball. So great, now we know that we're first man here. Why don't we just turn around and try and cut here? Yeah, why don't we just put pressure straight away back on them again, right? We've got boost to do that. We've got 49 boost, but again, we're just giving them a little too much space and time to play with here. Okay, but this is definitely a ball that you could maybe cut for. So you could have cut there, all right? So you then kind of turn too far round, and you realize you've done that. So now he's just got it ahead. Okay, so he actually messes up again, and it's kind of a panic flip afterwards. What happened? So look, mistake number 1 already from them. And we kind of realise it's a bit too late, and then we kind of get an awkward flip. Okay, I won't talk about that. Okay, that was just a mistake. Okay, this is good. Good challenges first man. And now we're back onto pressure. So good. This is good. This is a good position for you right now. Yeah, this is fine. This is what we want to see. Right. But and now we've put ourselves in a bad position. Isn't that crazy how quickly we've just gone from, yeah, we're defending here, to we ruin our position, and all of a sudden they're now scoring. Yeah, in what, the space of 2 seconds? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one more time, we'll look at it from a fly point of view one more time, just to reinforce this. Just because I just want multiple examples so that it's easy to see. Where were we? Okay, so this is off of the good challenge. Great, good challenge here. It's fine. You don't need a corner boost. Great, you got this boost pad. Perfect. Right. Good position. Now, you don't need to be doing anything here. Okay, you don't have to do anything. Remember, are you second or first man in this situation? Second, right. So he's still got boost, and he can still go for this ball, right? So what we want to do is just chill, right? We want to chill. We want to just be facing the play, and we want to conserve our boost, and we just want to relax, okay? So I'm going to put like a little yellow marker where we would have been, okay? And then I'm going to put a blue marker where we did go. So we would have been here, and we went down and took a trip this way. Oh no. All of a sudden, we've ruined our position just by moving out to over here. So we've moved out, okay, too close to our teammate. Do you remember what we talked about before was like the 3 parts of the map?
Yeah.
Do you think that we'd be in the same part or a different part in this situation?
Like the same.
The same part, yeah? So do you think we're too close here? Yeah. So there we go. So now this has just told them. So you've come away. You realize you were too close. So now you've turned away. So great. So now you're facing your own wall. And teammate is also facing his own wall. So now we've just given them all of this space. All of this map to do what they want. So actually, if we were still here, what we could have done is we could have turned away and then given it more space, and then after waited for teammate to challenge and then gone, just by doing this instead of this. So we can see how bad this gets, because great, now in a position where look, both of us are facing our own net, we're forced to try and defend here. Teammate makes a good cut, but what happens is they're able to get control again. Alright, so you're probably thinking, when this happened, you're probably thinking, well, we messed up here, right? You're probably thinking, oh, teammate, what are you doing? Why have you just passed the ball to them? Right? But the only reason that this has happened, and the only reason why that mistake happened was because of what we just saw here, right? What we just talked about before is the reason that now we're in this stinky situation, and they're able to score. Now we still could have recovered this, okay, our mistake again is we didn't give him space here. Like he wasn't shooting. So after we realized that we were too close, the first thing you want to be thinking about is getting far post. Alright, so you've just come too close, right? You've still got boost and teammates first man to the ball. So the first thing So the first thing we want to be thinking about here is, well, okay, the ball's coming across this way. It might come across this way. He might pass. Okay, so we know it's probably coming across the left side of the field from this view. So we want to be thinking about really just coming far post, because teammates closest to this ball still, and he's still able to commit and cut early. So really we just want to be thinking about, right, coming over here. Great, facing this way. This way we're covering more of the net. We're covering more of the map. And we've got more time. So we can see what we did instead here is, instead of coming far post, we flip all the way too close to our teammate. And now look at our situation. Now we've left all of this side of the map to play with, and even if that had happened and you were far post, do you think that you could have probably then gone for this ball afterwards, being here rather than being here? Because this is just open, at least this isn't just open. At least maybe you're able to get to this ball in time. It wasn't even a fast ball. You could have probably saved this if you were far post here. Yeah, so that is the difference between not being scored on and being scored on. Just that little thing, yeah, just those 2 seconds would be the difference. So do you think that now we've given quite a few examples, you're able to understand this better? Or do you think you understand this? I've not explained it like
Yeah.
too complicated. Do you think
No, you're doing good.
Okay, cool. So I'm not going to go on too much, okay, because that's what the main area of focus was going to be for this replay, or just this game in general. Okay, so we follow up. This is good. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about I'm not going to talk too much on this. So again, this is another reason to follow up. Look how far away we are from the play. Super far away. Yeah, we might have got 100 boost, but really we've given him time to get boost and also do what he wants. So the reason that this happened was probably because we didn't follow up. I mean, we probably still could have challenged this, but again, we gave him time to then let him do this. And then good. So this is good rotation, far post. But we just misread the challenge a little bit here, and then it goes in. So no issue, no problem. And then we score in overtime. After you guys throw another air dribble. By the way, quickly, what Savar's doing, do not do, right? If I was coaching Savar in this situation, I would be telling him to stop going for every single one of these air dribbles he's gone for. Definitely avoid doing that in Comp 2. You're using all your boost, you're not getting very far, and he just passed to your teammate, right? So just as a heads up, don't do what he's doing here. This might look flashy, but it's not. It's not flashy at all. Yeah.
I couldn't even if I tried. I'm ass at air dribble.
That's fine. That's not an issue. You know what? You can get grand champion without ever knowing how to come off the wall to do an air dribble, right? Just by solidifying your fundamentals, you could be grand champion easily. Maybe not easily, right? It's never easy, but definitely is doable. I know friends who are the least mechanical people on this planet, and they've got grand champion because they've just got good solid foundations, good positioning, good boost management, and all that shots on target. That's all you need. So that's what we want to try and reinforce. So look, remember when I said that they'd make mistakes after mistake? Look what he just did. Pass you the ball, right? They all make mistakes. You know, most of the games that you lose will be because you made more mistakes. Most of the games that you win will be because they made more mistakes. In this game, they made the last mistake and it ended in a goal, right? And the mistakes just won't be like whiffing the ball. The mistakes will be bad enough where you're able to score, or at least have a good chance of scoring. So there's some main aspects that definitely we could work on, and now we kind of know the reasons that even though we won, that we got scored on. So we talked about positioning earlier, was the map, our analytical map. That's definitely one aspect. And again, if you want to come back and again, this will be uploaded to my coaching channel. If you want to come back and you're like, actually, I don't even remember why he said that, or I don't remember what he was talking about, just come back. You can just scroll to any part of the video and look back. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
You got no questions for me? And well, I'm hoping that was it helpful for you. Have you got a good insight into what was done and what was said?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay, this is why I do it. I don't get paid for coaching. This is just all my free time, spare time, because I like being able to direct players in the right direction. So I'm hoping that what I showed you was understandable and showed why what was happened was bad. But again, this isn't just about scrutinizing. You made good decisions. Okay, your kickoffs are good. You made some very good challenges as first man. Okay, you were able to realize when they made a mistake and punish it. So well done on that. Okay, but just have after today, try and change your main focus. Go back into twos and try and implement what we talked about today. Because that's the only way of improving. The only way is just jumping back into twos and giving it a go. And it might not be the first time, it might not be the second time, but the more you try, the more it will be like muscle memory. I think I had someone yesterday or 2 days ago who was a similar rank. I think he was champ 1, and it was similar issues. It was positioning, and that was one of the main issues, and not challenging enough as first man. and he tried putting it to practice, and in 2 days he went up a whole rank. He was champ 2. So that's all it is, just putting it to practice. But yeah, so thank you for choosing me as your coach as well. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Are you okay with me uploading this to YouTube and me sending you the link back?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine. Okay.